The Creation of All, Chapter 7, Part 1. I can feel someone touching my head. That spot on the back still hurts a little. I open my eyes to see a young teenage female criminal staring down at me. She has purple skin, almost the same as Kuiga. And she has red hair, almost the same color as mine. I then notice that she has a metal covering over her mouth. She was wrapping my head wound, but it's already healed. Thanks for the help, but I've become a quick healer recently. I tell her gently, moving her hands away. I then look over to Kuiga, who is just leaning against the wall in the corner. Nice one, Kuiga, I say to her, and she just shrugs in response. I hand the bandages back to this person. Thanks for caring. I'm Vayne. Who are you? I ask, trying to be as friendly as possible. I think she smiles back, though I can't tell with that mask on her face. And she doesn't say anything. Are you okay? She doesn't say anything. I ask, trying to be as sensitive as possible to any problems she may have. No! She can't talk because that mask is bolted into her jaw and keeps her mouth closed, just like all slaves. Kuiga snaps at me, sounding annoyed. That's when I notice the two small bolts on each side, near the end of the mask. Seriously? I shout back in disbelief. Why would they do that? Because everyone believes that branch breeds have nothing important to say. They just have these little signs here, and they hold up if they need to tell anyone something. Kuiga grabs a stack of small rectangular metal signs that she throws on the floor. I see that their writing is all lines, squares, and circles. You knew they did this here? I ask her, disgusted by it. Of course, they do it in every slave city. Satan started it, and everyone thought it worked best. Kuiga, this is monstrous! We gotta get this off her! I shout before reaching out, grabbing the ends of this kid's mask and starting to pull it apart. The slave raises her hands and frantically tries to get away. You want to keep that? I ask her, and she just stares at me. If a slave gets its soft cover off, they get killed to be an example to the others, Kuiga explains while continuing to just stand there. How do they eat then? I ask, and Kuiga walks over, lifting the top part of the slave's rags. I saw them get fed through this once when I was sneaking around another city. Right there in the side of the slave's torso is a capped hole. They must pump food right into their stomachs. All right, we gotta get these people out of here, I say, having made up my mind. If I leave these people like this, it'll haunt me forever. You know there isn't anywhere they can go. No one will help them, and they're too weak to survive on their own, Kuiga calmly says, like she's accepted it as fact. We'll worry about that stuff when we get to it, I say to her, wanting to be hopeful and believing these people can get to a better place. So, you want to spend your life taking care of slaves now? No, but there has to be somewhere they can live happily. Why is she talking like that? To just assume everything is hopeless is such a bleak outlook. I don't know why anyone would want to think like that. How do you know they're not happy here? Kuiga asks, and I can tell she doesn't care about any of this, even though she could end up like this. Are you against helping them? I don't think they can be helped. Even if you get them out of here, they'll just be recaptured or killed by 1 or more million different things. Listen, I've learned through my life that no matter how hopeless things are now, anything can happen that'll change the situation completely. You have to have hope or faith. Have you ever heard of those? Kuiga doesn't respond. She just stares blankly, so I guess she hasn't. Maybe she can write her name down. Branch breeds don't know how to read or write, and she may not even have a name. Ugh, this is so sad. Okay then, how about I give you a name? It'll just be temporary, until we get this off your face, if you already have one. I take a moment to think, and I see that on the left side of her mask there are marks engraved on it that I can't read. But they give me an idea. Okay, how does 80? No, 80. No, better yet, Itsy. Where did you get that? It doesn't even sound like a name. There are 8 marks on her mask, and I worked a name from that. That's the soft cover's product number. Doesn't matter. I turn to Itsy to ask her if she likes the name, and she nods while smiling. At least I think she is. I can only tell by the expression she's making. Her eyes do seem to light up. All right. Itsy, can you show us where everyone else is? She nods and leads us out the door. While we walk, I wish that Itsy could talk to us. I still plan to rip that thing off her face once we get her and the others free. We're led closer to the giant building in the center of all this. The roads here are paved. Kuiga pauses once we hear the sounds of music off in the distance. Itzy leads us to where it's coming from. The music is lively and upbeat, something that makes you want to dance. Not what one would expect from a place full of slaves. The music is coming from around that corner up ahead. Itzy walks around it, but since the two of us aren't supposed to be here, we peer around to see what's there. We see an open area. It's massive, and there is a huge crowd of people, slaves. They're all wearing the same tattered rags and face mask as Itzy. They're standing around a crudely built wooden stage, standing there in perfect rows. Not one of them moving at all. Not even with this music that makes me want to move to the beat. The music is coming from behind the curtain on that stage. I only hear 3 instruments. A drum, guitar, and some kind of brass instrument. A trumpet, maybe? What's going on? I whispered to Itzy, forgetting that she can't answer. And besides, she hurried to join the audience. I got to say, the show on the stage is quite the sight. There's this guy over 8 feet tall wearing some sort of robe and has a rack strapped to his upper body that hangs a red curtain down behind him. He has long black hair that is shiny and slicked back. His skin is some yellow shade, and the most distinguishing feature is his bulbous chin. Is this normal for any criminal situation, like a culture thing? I ask Kuiga, and she only shakes her head. This guy finally stops and strikes some funny pose, and the music stops. "Thank you for coming out. You're all my children," he shouts out, and I'm sure that since these people are slaves, they didn't have a choice but to be here. "You!" he shouts with rage in his voice, pointing to someone in the crowd. "You were late! Late to my performance! I reward you beasts with my presence, and you come late? Get up here now for punishment!" He shouts as someone behind the curtain hands him a metal staff that has big round metal ends on it. Itzy walks onto the stage. I recognize her hair and skin colors. Is he the one who runs this place? Who puts this guy in charge of anything? I ask in complete bewilderment. I don't think he's the one in charge, Kuiga says as calmly as ever. Something wrong has happened here. I'm here standing before you filthy lot to thank myself for inspiring you all to do the most excellent work. And this one thinks it's okay to be late. I will keep my promise and gift you all painless deaths for your work, but this disrespectful one will be painfully beaten to death here and now. This guy can't be real. Was I just pulled into another dimension again? He raises his staff over Itzy. Knock it off! I shout as I run past the crowd and get onto the stage. Get away from her! I shout, walking up to this dancing guy, putting myself between him and Itzy. Who are you to go around killing anyone? I shout at him, letting him know I'm serious. Who am I? He asks with his voice trembling like he can't comprehend the question. This guy is shaking, eyes wide, mouth hanging open. How can anything, let alone this strange creature, speak to me that way? He looks around as if he's looking for someone to help keep him from falling over. He puts his staff against the floor of the stage to stable himself. He then turns his focus back to me. Why, I am light, I am hope, and I am life itself. I am Bapon. That name is so silly I almost let out a snicker. Being who I am, I command respect. He shouts at me, not having explained who he is, and swings his staff at my head. I'm able to block it with my arms, but he hits me so hard I fly off my feet and am thrown behind the curtain. I jump to my feet and I see 3 other criminals here. They're the ones playing the instruments. They're all male, have shaved heads, and wearing the same robes, but all wear a chain over their shoulders and across their bodies. Each chain has different shaped links. Who are you people? I ask as Kuiga and Itzy follow me back here. That's enough for today. All of you will return to work. The great arc is almost complete. Don't fail me. We hear Bapon shout to the audience before coming backstage with us. How dare you inferiors disrespect me? Ofiru, Derafu, grab them. Bapon shouts and the 2 guys get up and walk towards us. I'm now noticing that these 2 have identical faces and each only have 1 horn. The one with the chain that has the circle links has the horn on the right side of their head, while the one with the square links has it on the left side of their head. Hey, you two best get back. I shout to them, but they just ignore me. But stop when Kuiga starts screaming. We all turn to look at her, and we can all tell from her face that she's enraged. Twins! She shouts and darts towards them. She starts swinging her arms and legs and tail at these guys, trying to hit them. The one with the square links shows impressive skills dodging. He's keeping his twin safe, but constantly moving him out of the way. It's like he's evading for both of them. Oh, what is this? What's going on? Babon shouts, and I feel the same. Kuiga, what are you doing? I shout, but she doesn't react. She just keeps attacking and shrieking like a wild animal. Being late? Interrupting me? Now ignoring me? These crimes cannot be tolerated. A normal punishment is not good. Enough for the three of you. I need some time to think of something appropriate. Does Babon shout everything he says? I look and see Babon taking that pose he made on the stage. Only this time he's moved the robe off his left leg. And right there on the thigh is a giant eyeball. It's just like the one Hade has on his chest. A bright burst of yellow light comes out of the eye, blinding me. Once the light recedes, I see that Kuiga, Itzy, and I are in a small dark room with metal walls. We were teleported! That's a real different power than Hade's. I'm about to ask Kuiga if she knows anything about these people with these giant eyes, but she's crouching in the corner sobbing. She looks like she needs a hug. I walk over to her and crouch next to her. You okay? What was that about? Want to talk about it? I ask, and she just shoves me over. Vayne, she says while crying, keeping her head down. I couldn't beat that agent. Just now I couldn't beat that guy. I'll never be able to kill Raiga. I don't like hearing her saying that she wants to kill someone. Hold on, is that her one desire? Raiga? The person we saw in the news with the same face as you? I cautiously ask, not wanting to upset her more, but my curiosity beat out my caution. Kuiga sobs a bit and chokes on her words before answering. She's my sister. So that was your sister. I respond calmly since she's already broken down enough. Why do you want to kill her? I ask bluntly, my curiosity causing me to forget how to be tactful with someone this upset. Because she betrayed me! Kuiga snaps, standing up and turning around to shout in my face. We were twins. All twins are connected, and she broke that connection when those hunters came to our village to capture everyone and sell us as slave soldiers. Kuiga looks up, holding back her tears before she says any more. Our parents and siblings lived in a small forest. We were living like animals, dirty, uncomfortable, but we were still happy. People came looking for us. They hunted us. Raiga and I were hiding, but she thought they were going to find us, so she pushed me out into the open so she could get away. Kuiga falls to her knees, her arms over her chest, as if she's trying to hold herself together. Okay, it's okay. Just relax. Calm down and I'll find a way out of here. Kuiga grips my arm without looking up at me. No, I want to get this out. I've never said this to anyone. No one's ever cared about me. For some reason, you care, don't you? Please don't walk away. She wants someone to hear her story. She needs me to listen. My breed gets hunted for our breed ability. We were threatened at gunpoint to fight wars. I only got away by pretending to have died with the rest of my generation. They all died except for Raiga, who got away because she used me. She takes another moment to compose herself. This connection you said, is it a thing you criminals feel? Or I ask because I suspect this connection may be a real thing that criminals have that we humans don't. Yes! She shrieks out angrily, sounding like she's still in pain. It's a real connection we share. Those two I tried to kill have it too. But Raiga tore that connection apart between us. I still feel the pain from it to this day. I can't forget it. I can't move on. All I can feel are negative emotions and the need to kill her for it. Alright, she sounds and looks terrible. That must be why twins make her berserk. I need to say something. I need to think of something quick. Kuiga, I think I can relate a little to how you're feeling. I was betrayed by someone close to me, too. My best friend, Trent. He and I did everything together. I still remember when he came to me with his business idea. His plan was solid, and my dad approved, so Trent and I dropped out of high school to pursue it. He and I started a cleaning business. I invested all my money into it. I was terrified, but I trusted my friend. We both worked hard, and we built up a small list of clients. We were helping people and making money, and I never felt better about myself. Kuiga doesn't turn her head, but she moves her eyes to look at me. Her eyes make it clear that she has no idea what I'm talking about. Later, when the police approached me, I found out Trent was using the business to launder money from his brother's friends who were in a gang. They sold drugs, scams, prostitution, and the like. I always thought our business was doing too well, but I didn't want to question it. I just let Trent handle the books, and I was devastated. But with or without that money, our business would have succeeded on its own. "What's the point of this?" she asks, still crying. "The point is, even when you're scared, even when you think it's impossible, and when you don't know what will happen next, so long as you make a real effort, things can work out for the best. At least that's what I learned from starting a business. I'm saying you may feel this way now, but it doesn't mean you always will. You can forgive your sister and be happy." "You have no idea how I feel." "No, but I still believe you can overcome your anger." "Your friend betrayed you. Don't you want to hurt him?" "No, I mean, at first I did, but now I want to talk to him. Yeah, I still want to hit him a few times, but he's still my friend, and Riga is still your sister. I want to understand why he did it. Maybe he had a reason I'm not aware of." Kuiga stares at me for a few seconds, and I hope that something I said resonated with her. Riga is the first and only branch breed to be recognized and accepted as a citizen by Seitan. She was then able to achieve an officer position. The people all love her because she's always happy and fun. She's living the greatest life any branch breed ever has, and she left me for dead to get it. Despite that, you want me to forgive her? I don't hesitate now. I crouch down and put my arms around her. Yes, I do. We stay like that for a while. I want to give her the time she needs. She finally stops shaking, and I know she can't go on like this. "Feeling better?" I gently ask her, and she glances up at me and nods. "Good. Kuiga, I promise that I'll help you forgive her." "You keep saying stuff like that," she says quietly. "You can't keep that promise, just like you can't help the slaves here. When I get these slaves freed and relocated someplace safe, I want to hear you say that you'll try to forgive Riga and let go of your anger towards her. If you think you can, then do it," she says, sounding upset. She doesn't think I can. She doesn't think she can forgive. I need to fix both of these. "Tell me you'll forgive her," I say, and Kuiga takes a deep breath. "I'm not sure I have the ability to, but if I see you pull this off, then maybe I can work on it. But don't get your hopes up." "Good enough for me. First, we need to get out of here," I say, standing up, ready to get back to work. I channel my strength like I had been practicing back in the hotel room. But before I can turn red and break the door down, Kuiga gets up and she just seems to walk through it, creating a giant hole. What was that? My breed's ability. We Teshans have spikes on our skin cells. When we make contact with other things the right way, we can grind those other things to dust. But overusing it causes the spikes to wear down, and we have to wait for them to grow back. That does sound like it would make someone a good soldier if it works on flesh, and I'm guessing it does. And all breeds have abilities? Uh-huh. Each breed has their own unique physical ability, but none of them make up for not having a birthright. That does seem like a downer for her, but all I can think about now is how many people she has grounded into bits. We step out into a quiet hall, and nothing seems like it's going to happen. "What do you know about people with giant eyes in their bodies?" I ask Kuiga, as now that I've seen two, then there must be more. "Nothing. I've only seen Hade and this new guy. I guess that means there could be more people like that." That's what I was thinking. Anyway, Itzy knows this place, so she could know where Bapon is. "All right, now, Itzy, take us to Bapon. Where would he be now? We're not freeing anyone with him around." Itzy's eyes light up and she starts waving her hands and pointing around like she's trying to tell us something. Kuiga, is there some kind of crivital device that can get that thing off her face? You mean a wrench? We just stand there in silence for a moment. Keep an eye out if you see one of those. We follow Itzy, and she leads us up some stairs and into a large room that's filled with machines and walkways suspended above us. There are no windows, so we could be underground. On the right side of this room, there are several slaves, I think 10. They're all on their knees with some long machine behind them. We see that one guy with the chain that's made up of the triangle links, standing there on the other side of the machine. He flips a switch, and out of the long machine comes gun barrels, each one pointed to the back of a slave's head. Oh, you people. You left the punishment clause without permission. I'd have done the same. Hold on, I have to put these ones down. He then lifts a hand to the controls. We're here to save those people there, so stop that, I shout to this guy, getting him to stop. Really? Well, these slaves' work is all done now. So now it's time for their quick deaths. We're taking them out of here and finding them a home. What are you and that dancing weirdo doing here anyway? You people clearly weren't hired to be in charge of this place. You shouldn't refer to our master with such disrespect. Do you not recognize the name? This guy takes a moment to look us over. Actually, I suppose you don't. Do either of you even know of the Church of the Missing Gods? I shake my head. Kuiga just stands there. Of course you haven't. Then you must be informed. At the beginning of our existence, before the age of Jorio, before the Saitan Empire, and even before the War of Aldoa, there was the creation of Mektra, created by the 15 gods. 5 created the world, the other 5 created the life, and the final 5 created purpose, rule of nature, and the laws of physics. Among those final 5 is a god named Bapon. Get it now? Almost, but I do have some questions. After their work was done, they lived on Mektra for 5 millenniums. But eventually our ancestors grew jealous of their powers, tried to find a way to take it from them, and attacked their creators. The 15 gods, instead of fighting against their creations, accepted their fates, and their bodies were torn asunder, as our ancestors failed to find any means to acquire their powers from the remains. Once the people realized the error they had made, a message was delivered to them on the wind, telling them the gods will return when they are both needed and the people are humbled and ready to receive them. Master Bapon, the one you call a weirdo, is one of those 15 gods who has returned to us. Sure, but what is he doing here? And who are you? I asked the guy as the picture is starting to become clear. Our master came to the slave city because he can use the slaves to construct his grand ark. I'm Mawado, by the way, one of his followers. Your precious god uses these people to make him an ark, and then he just kills them? A higher being deserves a grand means of transport. Besides, the mayor of Awacho will soon realize we've taken this slave city, and the slaves haven't been doing the jobs they were supposed to be doing. In situations like this, the slaves are killed and replaced. They're all dead either way. What does it matter who does it? That's enough talk. I leap over his murder machine and I punch Mawado in the face. Kuiga, get them out of here! I shout to her, and in that time Mawado swings back, punching me in the face. His hit sends me to the floor, but I get right back up. I'm ready to hit him again, but he's running off to the corner of the room. I look back and Kuiga's just standing there. What are you doing? Where do you want me to take them? Do you know of a place around here that's safe? Ugh, good point. I look back to see that Mawado opened a cabinet door in the wall. The walls in here are all metal, with little blinking lights. Nothing here looks like a cabinet. Anyway, he pulled out a strange weapon and is pointing it at me. He pulls the trigger and it fires out a telescoping probe that extends clear across the room, going between 2 of the slaves. I throw myself to the floor so the probe goes over me. It strikes the wall. I look back to see that the wall is turning red and melting. I swing my arm and it breaks the probe. Mawado throws the weapon to the floor and runs to the next room. He seems to be scared of me, and that's good. It seems like he isn't a strong fighter. I chase him into the next room and have to lean back when he thrusts a jagged blade in my face. I dodge to the right and now we're alone in this room. He's holding a spear and is jabbing it at me. The blade keeps extending out and back in as he tries to stab me. I turn my body red and grab the blade. My fingers are now strong enough to crush the metal in my hand. Mawado drops the spear and runs to the far end of the room. What are you trying to accomplish, you monstrosity? Mowato shouts at me as he reaches some large machine at the other end of this room. I'm going to free the slaves here and find some place they can live. That's idiotic. There's no place in all of Mectra they can live. Someone or something will come along and kill them soon enough. Hey, you don't know that. I may have only been on this planet I'm not sure, but I know there's some place for them. You just need to let us take them. The master doesn't want these slaves telling people the secrets of his ark's design. I've been ordered to kill them. Then I'm going to stop you, I say before the machine Mowato just activated starts to move. The platform he's on lifts 8 feet into the air, and the parts on the side fold up, surrounding Mowato, protecting his body. Only his arms and head are exposed, but a clear shield is placed in front of his face. I notice the 2 gun barrels on the side of this floating machine pop out as he drifts towards me. I do not want to get shot full of those bugs again. I jump up and I punch the machine. To my shock, I only dented the front. Before, Mashai said I was able to punch through the strongest metal in the world, so what's happening here? The machine starts shooting at me and I have to start moving. With my speed increased, I dash under the machine before jumping up and above it. I bring my heel down to crack his slave-murdering skull, but Mowato spins his machine around, so I just hit the bottom of it. He then rams it into me, knocking me back against the wall. He's about to open fire, but he and the machine are suddenly pulled back. I notice something wrapped around the machine. It reminds me of a thin, stretchy strip of plastic that's somewhat clear. I then notice that it's one of the slaves. His arm is flat and spread out. He's using it to wrap around the machine, sticking to it, and he's holding it back. 3 more show up and join in, pulling him back. Itzy is helping them. I'm so distracted by it that I let the red slip and it breaks off me. What are you doing? Slaves don't do this! Mowato shouts as he's completely caught off guard. I leap up at him and punch through the glass, hitting him in the face. That sends him and his machine flying back into the wall. The slaves release their arms and I watch them return to normal. That punch hurt my hand. A lot. This is stupid. Fighting like this won't get you anywhere. Mowato shouts at the slaves as he starts firing those kobas all over the place. I can't let the slaves get shot. I charge forward, covering my face with my arms before I reach Mowato. I ram myself into his machine as strong as I can and we break through the wall. Once I come to my senses, I see his machine, but Mowato is nowhere in sight. I turn back to see the slaves who held me. There's just 4 of them along with Itzy. All of them are wide-eyed, 2 of them have tears in them, and their whole bodies are trembling. Thanks for the help. I didn't know what was up with this machine. It's tougher than it looks. The slaves start to wipe the tears from their eyes. Continued in Part 2.